अस्सलाम वालेकुम। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप बखैर होंगे। मैं हूँ आपका दोस्त अशरफ और आज की वीडियो में हम एक ऐसे मौजू पे बात करेंगे जिसके ऑन एंड अराउंड बहुत सारा डिबेट रहता है विच ऑलवेज रिमेन्स ए हॉट टॉपिक, ए बर्निंग टॉपिक। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स वर्सेस प्राइवेट स्कूल्स और व्हाट्स रॉन्ग विद एजुकेशन इन द गवर्नमेंट रन स्कूल्स। दोस्तों, इन द कंट्री वी हैव एन एनजीओ नोन एज प्रथम. Pratham annually publishes a report which is known as ASER, Annual States of Education Report. And this NGO has been publishing its reports since 2005. And they have published their reports till 2024 on annual basis. और तमाम reports की माने और उनकी पब्लिशिंग को देखते हुए हमें यही मालूम होता है कि that the performance in the government run schools has not been up to the mark, it has not been significant, it has not been efficient, and sometimes it has been very disappointing. If you have to look into the ASER report, please see the ASER report of Pratham of 2024. So now we will go into the causes of what's the failure of education in or somehow the disappointment of education in the government run schools. So पहले हम बात करेंगे, this is not the question of curriculum or infrastructure, it's the question of public trust. Is the question of credibility of governance. So you would have often observed that when a question is asked to a government teacher or a bureaucrat or a politician, that why don't you admit your wards or your children in the government schools? So you will see that either they will cook up answers, or they will answer the question in a haphazard manner, or they will answer the question in a partial manner. So they won't answer the question in a comprehensive, holistic manner. So it's the question of public trust. So when a bureaucrat or a politician who is campaigning for the enrollment in the government schools, when that politician or that bureaucrat fails to practically admit his children in the government schools, this of course gives rise to public trust deficit, and people won't believe their words. They will believe the practical things, because you would have seen that all the teachers, most of the teachers, majority of the teachers, majority of the politicians, almost all the politicians and all the bureaucrats have their children in high profile private schools, and this has really created a gap of trust between the masses and the actual stakeholders. Second thing is structural failure. So what is structural failure? You know that in the private schools we have teachers who have very low salaries, but their outcomes have been up to the mark, considerable. They are reflected in the society. This has not been the case with the government run schools. You will see that most of the schools, there's a job security for a teacher, but there is very least accountability. The outcomes have not been satisfactory. You will also see that seniority in the government schools is also on the basis of, promotions have been on the basis of seniority. They have not been on the basis of the merit or the performance. And you will also see that when a teacher or a bureaucrat or a politician don't have his child in the school, so he won't take some personal empathy into the matter and look into the matter seriously. The third question has been the quantity versus quality. With certain schemes of the governments like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, midday meals, or RT, right to Education Act. So with all these schemes, there has been enrollment in the government schools. The enrollment has improved, but the quality has not yet improved. As I told you, that if you will see the ASER report published by the Pratham, it shows the results which are strikingly disappointing. The fourth point is that there's an issue. This has now become an issue of equality. You know that now the poor people admit their wards in the schools, and the elite classes prefer government private schools. So this has now led to a further divide in the society. So we have a poor class and the elite class, and this has created more social stratification of inequality. Another point is that this education falls in the concurrent list. it's shared between the center and the state or the UT. So both the center and the state don't take a coherent responsibility. They either blame the state, or the UT blames the center.